Welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. And it's your business to keep up with the presidential election and the presidential race. And yesterday I forgot to talk about the debate because really I didn't have the stomach for it. But I will say it's better than most I've seen. And the reason why is that finally someone held the media accountable. And it should be the chairman of the Republican Party. That's something that that my producer, Sigmund Kramer, has been beating that drum quite a bit. And frankly, they should have done it long before now.
Beating that drum?
There you go. There you go. Wrong drum. Yeah, that's drum took away all your credibility. But, it was ridiculous, and Rice should have been, called up, should have went up there and said, hey, this party's over. And until you guys learn how to behave properly, we're not doing these anymore.
I would have if I were Reince Priebus, I would have jumped up on stage like Errol Flynn, swashbuckler, just said, look, guys, we're done.
Yep.
We're done. America, look at me. Do you want answers to actual questions? Do you want the candidates to be asked questions about substantive issues so that they can answer them and then are allowed to answer them in a way that shows their policy positions, their ideas for America? Or do you want gotcha questions and character aspersions and assassinations and gotcha back and forths? And do you want the candidates to sling mud at each other? Because that's apparently what these moderators and the other moderators think you want.
Yep.
And you know what? The American people would applaud Reince Priebus. They would applaud the GOP for standing up to this kind of ridiculousness, and that's what needs to happen. And he did tweet afterwards that they should be ashamed of themselves at CNBC for the way they handled the debate. But, if it were me, I'd have been a lot more go get them right there. I would have jumped up and said, nope, that's it, thanks.
Yeah, it sounded a lot like the hoopla before a mud wrestling event. It didn't sound real, and it was totally discrediting what's trying to be accomplished here. Really, no one cares about how people characterize these people. They don't care about the caricature type culture out there. They want to know what you're going to do on different issues.
Well, the fact that
they want to know what they believe, what they stand for.
The fact that jackass moderator at CNBC actually said to Donald Trump, "Is this a comic book campaign?" He actually said that to him.
Yeah. And it is, but it isn't Donald Trump's fault.
But
it's
wait
a comic
second.
book campaign because the media has created this culture.
Well,
honestly, there's a point.
Even if it is Donald Trump's fault, it is not the moderators. That's not their job.
It's not their job. They should be talking about issues.
Hell yes.
Yeah. I agree with that. But he is right to a certain extent. It is a comic book campaign. It isn't Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump is the logical result of what the media has done now for so many years, where it's acted so incredulous in the way it's dealt with people. It's been out there with its agendas, knocking off people that they don't like, raising people up that they do like. It's lost all credibility. And the role of media in the old days, Joseph Farrar, the guy who created one of the very earliest, news feed type sites, even before the Drudge Report. I'll figure it out who it was. He points out the job of the media is to beat up everybody, not just certain bodies, but to hold everybody accountable. Excruciatingly hold everybody accountable, and it doesn't happen anymore.
But
everyone has their own horse, and the media, it's the same horses.
If they were actually holding people accountable, it's one thing, but saying, hey, are you running a comic book campaign is not holding anybody accountable. It's just trying to make somebody look bad. There's a difference. There is a difference. There's a distinction, and it needs to be made. And the moderators of these debates, including the one at Fox, of all places, have been trying to make the GOP look bad.
All of them.
Every damn time. And I'm sick of it. Because the Democrats don't get that same level of skeezy questioning and tactics. And quite frankly, you don't have the moderators actively trying to make them mudsling at each other the way that they are with these GOP candidates.
Heard a Democrat pundit, a Democrat, strategist talk about how the Democrat debate was like a pundit get together. It was so bright and intellectual.
It was wonky.
It was wonky and all that crap. And it's because of the questions from the moderators. That's how that happened. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens by a decision on the part of those people. And I'll tell you someone else I blame for the debacle we have today is Fox. because Fox set the tone
That's
for all
what
the
I said,
debates. No, I
yes.
agree with you. They set the tone for all the debates. And any other media that has already been known to hate the GOP, why wouldn't they treat them terribly if Fox is going to treat them this way? And by the way, if you remember, all the media praised Fox for that first debate.
Yes, they did.
And
Yes,
now
they
it's
did.
like, wait a minute, we are ridiculous. Even now, people who are at least of moderate to liberal persuasion are saying, this is ridiculous. This isn't even a real debate anymore.
Right, and it never was, and it never will be, because the media don't want the GOP to come up there and look good.
Yeah.
They don't want the GOP to come up there and look smart or visionary or to have any sort of ideas. They can't accept that. They don't think that that's even a possibility. And so it is almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it's outrageous. It is outrageous.
I am outraged.
Yes, you are outraged. I'll tell you, Ted Cruz made a good point after the debate. Let Republican rank and file ask the questions. Let's just have a lineup of questions already by rank and file. You just videotape them in advance. The moderator be someone who's not necessarily even a news journalist, because very few of those creatures actually exist anymore.
There are no objective news journalists.
And just run the question. Have a timer like you would have had in a college debate. When that timer's done, so are you. So you better figure out how to get it done in that time frame. And just let real people who are going to be voting for these people have their opportunity to ask these questions.
And to get the answers that they deserve.
Yeah.
That's the damned shame of all of this, is that we, after watching that debate, Kevin, we have no idea what the actual ideas are of these candidates for America, what their ideas are to solve the problems that America faces. We don't know because they weren't asked those questions.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, every business owner, CNBC, of course, it's
NBC, it's Comcast.
Yeah, I understand. And CNBC, though, is crony capitalism. I mean, it is the big business TV network. They are political whores just like anyone else out there. And it's too bad they don't represent all businesses out there, including the 70% of the job creators out there that are small businesses, because they would be pulling out their support from CNBC overnight. But the vast majority of people who fund CNBC are going to vote Democrat anyway.
And
by the way, they get 600,000 viewers a month normally is all the viewers CNBC
But
has.
didn't you love Ted Cruz's answer when he got up there and he said he didn't answer the question that the guy asked because it was ridiculous. What he did is he took the opportunity to lambaste the moderators there right in front of them about the way that they were handling the debate. He was awesome. He was awesome. And one of the things he did was basically call them out for, hey, none of these moderators are ever going to vote in a Republican primary.
Right.
Hello.
Yep.
Bing, ding, 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 ding. That's right. And, they don't care to even try to hide that fact or mask it anymore. They're openly hostile and aggressive in a way that they are never aggressive and openly hostile towards the Democratic candidates. And it's sickening.
Wednesday, I wrote an article for Huffington Post on the rise of Ben Carson, and this debate further validates the arguments in that article. Check it out, Kevin Price, Huffington Post. You'll see it there. Something weird is happening. We saw more of it in the debate on Wednesday night. All right, when we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdatareview.com, and it is the price of business.